I like big stouts and I cannot lie.
Chapman Crafted Beers was named after Charlie Chapman.
So,
Gerber.
Yes.
Gerber.
oh my God, Becky, look at that head.
When Janet squirts, it's always good.
Oh.
Exactly. I got some on my nose. I can't help it. I stick my nose way in there.
Ass, and then you taste it. Like,
It tastes like ass.
and it tastes like ass.
Who doesn't do that? Hi everyone.
I'm Janet.
I'm Jason.
We're Gumbo
Mud. We're here.
For dark beer.
And today we have...
Okay, I'm super excited about this. Sir.
What?
Sir Thix-a-Lot.
Woo!
Not to be confused with Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Exactly.
This
But
is
close. Just as dark. Just as dark. It's just as dark, hopefully.
Dark as Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, exactly.
This comes from Chapman Crafted Beer out of
Orange.
Not Orange. Old
Orange.
Town Orange.
Yeah, exactly.
Cali.
And did you know that Chapman Crafted Beers was named after Charlie Chapman?
No, I did not.
I'm kidding. It's not.
Oh, really? Like, that's very random, but wow.
No, it's not actually. It's funny, on their website they don't say what Chapman is named after, but there's a Chapman University there and
Yes.
also a Chapman Avenue, which is a block away. So in Old Town Orange there, Chapman is a big name because the university's been there since 1861.
Sweet.
1861, so over 100 years it's been there. So I'm sure that's why they named the brewery Chapman. They don't say why, but
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, good for you, that all of you that attend Chapman U.
Yeah.
You know, I hope this is a regular spot for you guys.
Couple blocks away. Yeah, so a little bit about the brewery.
A little bit about the brewery.
Yeah.
So they're fairly new, only 3 years old. Founded by partners Will D. and Randy Nelson, and the head brewer is Brian Thorson.
Nice.
They are located in one of the few remaining historic districts in downtown California. That doesn't make sense. You know downtown California.
Downtown California. I love that place.
They are located in one of the few historic downtowns in California.
Yeah, Orange,
Yes. Check. They have a 20-barrel premier stainless brewing system with 200-barrel capacity, and they package their beers right there and served in the tap room. And the place where they do that's a renovated historic building. So
You
kind of cool. A lot of history.
Yeah, you can imagine how old if the university was there in 1861. Everything that was going on way back then, all the buildings.
Yes.
Are historic and old and probably really cool, you know, especially when you renovate them and you keep some of the old and put in some of the new. So, yeah, they have around 15 beers on tap, and they also offer growlers and crowlers.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great. So
I like it. How about their distribution?
yeah, they're kind of, obviously they're all over California and Oregon and Washington. And one thing which is great about them, they distribute all their beer themselves. So they don't rely on these big beer companies to distribute their beer all over the place. So they do
Want it done right?
You do it yourself. And a lot of breweries here around San Diego are doing the same thing. They're buying trucks and they're doing it themselves to get the beer out all over the West here, which is great.
I know someone else that's doing that.
Who?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't rely on UPS
Exactly.
or UPS.
FedEx.
You do it yourself.
You do it
want
yourself.
it done right and on time
Yes.
and to your standards.
Right.
Do it your damn self.
Yeah, and
I like it.
Craft brewery is so big now that all the other states that don't have a lot of craft breweries like we do, especially here in San Diego and Denver and places like that, they can't get the beer, and so a lot of these breweries are doing it themselves, which is great. So
Yeah, definitely. And they're able to give people jobs, you know, to transport the beer around,
yes,
right?
exactly, and that'll mean they'll just grow even bigger and brew more beer and have a bigger capacity.
Very cool.
Which is
I
great.
like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to the can, these are the described beer flavors. It's actually described as a pastry stout,
Which is why we picked it up.
which made me crazy excited. I like big stouts, and I cannot lie.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
Right. They should write a song.
yes, just like Sir Mix-a-Lot did, right?
Exactly.
Like, that made me super excited. It's not an imperial stout, just a pastry stout. So that already sounds amazing.
And delicious.
And delicious.
Yeah.
So the flavors are coconut, almonds, cocoa nibs, cocoa nibs, vanilla, and lactose.
Waka waka. Yeah, exactly. We got this beer at San Diego Wine and Beer. And as always, when we were going through there, we pick up all these beers we haven't seen before. I've heard of Chapman before. I haven't had any of their beers. But as soon as we picked it up, very first thing is Pastry Stout, which we love pastries, we love
Yes.
baked goods. And then obviously the cocoa almonds, cocoa nibs, vanilla, and lactose. Just sounds so delicious that we had to get it and can't wait to try it. So
Something else I'm noticing on here, this is different. It says notes of chocolate, nutty, and double platinum. I don't know double platinum what, but
yeah,
double platinum something, and we will let you know.
that's the secret ingredient.
I know,
secret
but
ingredient.
I love the can.
Yeah.
You can see the guys mixing
A
on his
DJ.
turntable.
Yeah.
But to me, it looks like the turntable is a cake, dripping in icing. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what it
right?
is. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like a traditional turntable.
Right.
It looks like a frosted cake that's
Yeah.
dripping in icing. So
And to name it, sir, Thix-a-Lot, which we like thick beer. This is at 10.5%, which is that middle range that we like from 8 to 12. Hopefully it's named right because I love a good thick pastry stout. So
yes.
yeah. So can't wait to try it. You ready?
Let's do it.
Ooh, shoo. Missed it there. I'll let you pour this one.
Okay.
Roll it around like you usually do. I know Orange has a lot of history. Obviously, Orange County, California. A lot of people have heard of Orange County.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why it's called Orange County is there used to be orange trees everywhere. It was big orange groves. Nice. We love when it squirts.
Okay.
When Janet squirts, it's always good.
Always good. So as I rolled, I couldn't help but notice the canned on date, which was April 24th, 19. So
In April, yeah. Fairly brewed recently.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Give
Cute.
myself a little more.
Yeah. Let's wipe up all your squirting.
Yes, thank you.
Ooh, I can smell it already.
I know. I'm gonna need to wipe the squirt off my hands.
Wipe the squirt off your hands. It's all over the table. Woo.
Oh wow.
Get off the can too here.
Like it.
Yeah, I can already smell it, which it's always interesting whenever we get a new beer and you crack it and you can't smell anything. Like
Yes.
this one, I could immediately smell something. But as far as the appearance,
Well,
what do you give it? What do you look like? What is it? One
It's-
finger head. It's pretty dark. Boy, you can just smell it. It smells like a cake.
oh my God, Becky, look at that head. It's a nice mocha head.
Yeah, really mocha.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice lacing, like really
Looks thick, huh?
tiny carbonation, but you can tell it's the bubbles are tiny, but
Right,
a
tiny
lot
bubbles,
of
but
carbonation.
thick head and lacing. Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to smell yet. I couldn't
Well, you can't help
myself.
but smell it because as soon as you crack it, it smells like a chocolate cake.
I know.
I smell a chocolate cake right now, like someone's baking a chocolate cake. It's crazy.
Very dark though.
Very dark.
I'm seeing very little variation in the color.
Yeah.
Like it's, right below the head where the color starts to the bottom.
Beautiful dark.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's really dark, and at 10.5, that's what you want to see.
Definitely.
So what would you give the appearance?
We're just getting started, but
Yeah.
I give it a 5.
I do too.
Yeah, it looks solid and substantial, and
It looks creamy. It looks like a pastry stout.
definitely.
Right.
Yes.
And it's the lacing sticking to the glass. The lacing actually look thick. And then we haven't had one in a while where the lacing, even with the small bubbles, actually looked thick. And it looked thick to me. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 too. I really like the way this beer looks. So
I'm not noticing it so much on mine, but on your glass, it almost looks like it has a little bit of an oily texture,
which we like.
Yeah. Okay.
Aroma.
So on to the aroma.
We've already smelled like someone's baking a cake outside or something. It smells.
It smells really sweet.
Does it?
It smells decadent. It's definitely chocolatey, but it's kind of a bitter chocolate, a dark chocolate.
You get any of the coconut almonds?
Not too much. A little bit of an almond undertone, but that's about it right now. A little fruity.
Yeah, it's a little bitter, huh? Kind of it doesn't say coffee, but it's almost like it must be the bitter chocolate, right? Yeah,
bitter chocolate can give off that aroma, that scent.
I feel like the aroma was better when the can cracked than actually in the glass right now.
But beers go through so many stages.
Yes.
From the time you crack it to you pour it, once it warms up, like you can get a whole plethora of, different aromas and tastes too. Yeah. It's not just aromas, like everything can change, so.
Yeah. I'm getting just really the bitter kind of chocolate. I'm not getting much else, which is interesting because when we cracked the can, I definitely smelled chocolate cake. So what do you give the aroma?
It's interesting. I like the way it smells. I can't say that it's really accurate with the way it's described on the can.
Yeah.
So
not really strong.
I'm going to go with a 3.5. Okay. I like it, but nothing too pronounced. It's all, it's kind of blended and unidentifiable.
Great. Yeah, a great word, unidentifiable. I get a little bitter chocolate, and that's it.
Yeah.
I smell the carbonation. I got some on my nose. I can't help it. I stick my nose way in there. I love to stick my nose just way in there. What? Who doesn't do that? And I got lacing on my nose.
Yeah, well, good job, sir. Thix-a-Lot on the lacing, right?
Yeah, but I'm not getting much else, so I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
When we cracked the can, I could actually smell like a chocolate cake, and now I don't.
Yeah, it was like the aroma was freed as soon as we cracked it, and then like quickly dissipated.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I thought it was going to have a better aroma than that. It's not bad, and it's just like you said, it's undescribed. It's like what unidentifiable
flying object.
Yes, it's just. It's okay. It's not bad. It's just not.
But aroma is like so much to me. Aroma and the taste and the I mean, there's so many variables, but they're all so important in your beer drinking experience.
Well, especially the aroma. Yeah.
It's like baking. If something smells like you're baking, ass, and then you taste it, like
it tastes like ass,
and it tastes like ass, but the finish is okay. Like it has to be consistent or pleasurable throughout. Like.
Yeah, with all these descriptions too, that's what you want to smell. I want to smell some vanilla. I want to, you want to smell the almonds and the coconut. Yeah. And it's just kind of that bitter chocolate, which says it had hints of chocolate. So yeah, that's what I get. So why don't you go ahead and try it.
All right.
And hopefully the taste is more of a pastry stout.
As I take one last whiff, again, I come up with these random things. I smell a little bit of baby food. It smells to me like apricot baby food.
So not baby food out of the breast, but baby food. Like what kind of baby food are you talking about?
Gerber out of the jar.
Gerber, okay, Gerber baby food, apricot.
The breast.
Okay.
Yes, so I do smell like apricot, which is a fairly dark fruit.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so anyway, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers. You also know, especially with dark beers, as they warm, flavors start coming out more. The flavors change a little bit, so.
This is good.
What are you getting?
Not much of the described flavors, but
really?
I do like it. Very light for a 10.5. The alcohol is very well masked, but it's sweet, but it's more fruity flavors.
More towards the apricot.
Kind of more of that apricot, which I also like apricot baby food.
Right. So Gerber would love this beer.
Gerber. Yes.
Gerber. I don't have kids, so.
It's
Gerber should have a sort of Thix-a-Lot.
so interesting.
Is
I
it?
do like it though.
Yeah.
I'm anxious for you to try it.
Yeah. All right. I'm definitely getting the fruit, like you said. It's definitely a interesting aroma.
There's definitely some. The chocolate comes through closer to the finish, and I wouldn't think I would like anything that's like a chocolate apricot blend, or I don't really like anything that's chocolate and fruit, but it's very different.
Yeah. It's thick. I like how thick it was.
Do you think it's thick?
Yeah, it tastes like a 10.5 to me. The apricot, Gerber, whatever the hell's coming through, that's what I'm getting.
Are you getting that too?
Yeah, and it's not my favorite. It's not like a pastry stout to me. I'm not tasting vanilla. Cocoa nibs, especially I love cocoa nibs in beer. Almonds,
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of that. I'm getting like this weird kind of apricot fruit, kind of sweet.
Yeah.
But it's a weird fruity taste.
This is what I would imagine. Again, I'm not a big, besides chocolate covered strawberries, I'm not a big mix your chocolate with any fruit. So this is what I would imagine chocolate covered apricot tasting like.
I'm with you. I don't like fruit.
Interesting.
I don't like fruit in beer, period, for the most part. Especially dark beer, because dark beers are more sweet, pastry, smoky kind of flavors. And so I'm always leery of beers that say there's fruit in a stout, which I don't like. This, I agree. It's almost like it's a chocolate covered apricot or fig or some weird fruit like that. not figs are fruit. I forget if figs are fruit or not, but it kind of tastes this weird kind of, it's
so funny.
Yeah, my mom used to eat figs, and I never really liked to taste that. This kind of reminds me of figs or an apricot, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different.
Very different.
Nothing that's really described on the can.
Nothing, yeah.
I don't even know if it's really a chocolate dipped apricot or if it's just straight apricot.
Yeah,
you know?
so since we cracked the can, when we first smelled like somebody's baking a cake.
Sweetness and like cake aroma.
Yeah, ever since then. Yeah. So what do you give the taste?
I kind of like the taste, and maybe it's because, like I said, I ate apricots as a child. I gave my child apricot baby food,
so you liked it.
I kind of like it a little bit, but in a beer, not so much. So I'm gonna go with 3.5 again on taste. Same thing I rated for aroma.
Yeah, it's a Gerber type of beer.
It is.
Yeah, for your 9-month-old.
If you could collaborate with Gerber on
your
this
9-month-old. Yeah, Gerber. I think I'm going to give this a 2. It's not my palate at all. I was really excited to try it.
No.
And it's just not my flavors. From the middle to the finish, it's this weird fruity apricot, I guess. It's something I've never tried before. So, but if you like a fruity taste in a beer, I think you would like this, but it's just not me. So I gave it a 2. Yeah, you gave it 3.5.
I did.
What about the body?
The body,
the texture of it.
Yes, it's a little bit on the light side for a 10.5. It looked thicker as we poured it. It looked a little syrupy and thick and dark. As you get down to it, it's really a little watered down and
interesting.
Yeah, so not too impressed with the texture either. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 again.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I first tried it, it tasted like a thicker beer to me. So it almost, to me, tasted like it was a 10 or 10.5. which is interesting because you think it was thinner. But when I first took a sip, it tasted thick to me. So I think I'm with you. I'll give it a 3.5. Once you swallow it, once you get to the finish, it's a little thinner. But when I first tried it, it was thicker. So I'll give it above average.
It was.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
I think it could be thicker for a 10% beer. But it's close to me, so a 3.5. I think if they could get it a little thicker, it'd be closer to a 4, but yeah.
Okay, on to the finish. The finish to me is much like the aroma and the taste. All those
So much like the taste.
more like the taste than the aroma.
To me,
but
yeah.
like it all just kind of hangs through. There's no variations. It is what it is. And again, if you like a more of a fruity, slightly chocolate kind of flavor combination, then
And a higher percentage beer.
yeah, then you would probably like this. Again, I don't not like it. It's very different, and I've said before that I do appreciate beers that have a unique flavor, things that stand out. But
It is very different than any beer we've ever had.
it's just a strange combination.
Yeah, it is strange.
And once you describe something on your can and you don't give it to me, I get cranky.
Yeah, very disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I buy this can based on what you're telling me.
Yes.
I know nothing about this beer. I know nothing about Chapman. When you tell me something and
Yes.
you do something different.
Yeah. No.
Right?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going again with a 3.5.
Well, that's good. The finish is not good for me. I'm going to give it a 2. It finishes with that. We keep going back to apricot. I've only had an apricot a couple times, but it has that weird kind of fruity, not a sweet fruit flavor. Like it's got a weird finish for my palate that it's not pleasurable. It's not good on my palate. So,
Yeah.
and pastry stout, everything that it described, I don't get no lactose. I know. Right? You get no vanilla. You get no cocoa nibs.
To me, I'm expecting like a milkshake with whipped cream and vanilla and chocolate and
with some good music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And you just don't get it. So yeah, I gave it a 2. It's disappointing, Chapman.
No.
I really wanted to like this beer. I really did.
I so did.
Yeah. So
I mean, I was crazed about the can.
Yeah.
I love booty shaking music. So
Yeah.
Sir Mix-a-Lot with my jam back in the day.
Everything about it, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to like this beer. So a little disappointing that you don't get a lot of pastry stouts, and even pastry stouts named pastry stouts.
Exactly.
They actually named it a pastry stout, which means sweet, chocolate, caramel, dessert-like. Yeah. And this is just a fruity kind of bitter chocolate, and not a lot of chocolate either.
If you're on a diet and you're eating apricots as your dessert, then this is for you. Our desserts are a little more,
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to give you the back that Sir Mix-a-Lot raps about.
Exactly. and the thickness Sir Mix-a-Lot
Exactly.
is.
He is, and he raps about.
Exactly.
Exactly. So either Chapman, you collaborate with the real Sir Mix-a-Lot, or you collaborate with Gerber. You gotta decide. But this beer is like it's having an identity crisis. You don't know.
Yeah, from what it's described, it doesn't taste like it's described. So, what do you give for your total?
My overall score on this beer was a 3.8. I desperately wanted to love it. I couldn't get there, but I'm definitely looking forward to trying other beers from Chapman.
Yeah.
I know that they put a lot of stuff out there and
are always brewing, and I'm sure make adjustments, especially on the description, like you said, of the beer. If it said, bitter chocolate apricot beer, then that's what it would be for a pastry stout, and then saying, all these great chocolate, cocoa nibs and coconut almonds and lactose. I gave it a 3.1. Above average beer. I think it's a well brewed beer. It's just not my palate at all. And from us cracking the can and it smelling like a chocolate cake to just that dry fruit kind of finish, and not even a sweet fruit for me, it just didn't, register with my palate very well. So
I agree.
Yeah. So Gumbo Mud overall rating is a 3.45, which is above average.
Definitely.
For us not liking this beer. It's a well-brewed
Yes.
beer. It has some good attributes. I think it obviously needs to be tweaked. If they really want to keep it a pastry stout with all these flavors coming out, I think it would be it'd be a great beer if they could just adjust it some more. So we'll see what happens. But
Yes.
I still would love to go up there. Orange is not far from us here in San Diego and visit and even
it's a
try
nice
the draft. Try the draft and see if it's different than the cans and see if there's anything missing or they're making any adjustments or anything like that. But it sounds like a great brewery. Orange, I've been to Orange. It's a great little town. Like you said, it's historic, great old buildings, and just a great little downtown area. So love Orange, and hopefully we'll make it up there soon, and we'll give you guys an update.
Definitely.
Yeah, so if you like the video, click the like button, subscribe for more dark beers. We're going to bring you all dark beers all the time. So when you walk in and you see a description on a can, you can look at our videos first and know exactly what's in the can before you buy it. So,
Exactly,
yeah.
yes.
So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye you guys.
Bye.